wish I knew if I was live. Okay, hi everybody. I'm live and it's working. What? I can see the screen, so I'm pretty sure you guys can see me. I have my AirPods on, so hopefully you can hear me. So, good afternoon. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Melanie Sibley. I am a licensed clinical social worker with a private practice in Champaign, Illinois. I'm chuckling over the Champaign, Illinois because I am still working from home. And I'm still doing teletherapy. I suspect I will be reopening to in person on a very limited basis at some point, but not today. Okay, so today I wanted to continue to the discussion about grounding. And today we're going to do exercises about physical and soothing grounding specifically. I won't talk too much about it. I will say briefly that physical grounding is outstanding for when you're numbed out, when you're having trouble being in the body, when you're having trouble feeling your body, when you're dissociating. Grounding is excellent. That's not to say grounding isn't good for other things also, physical grounding. That's just to say that that is the time that I find it the most useful. Soothing grounding, I'll be honest, I don't use soothing grounding a lot in my practice anymore. I will say when I did my internship at the pavilion, I did a lot of PRN work also as a case manager, and I remember Sundays especially on the adolescent ward, and we were all kind of tired. We didn't want to, I don't know, we were just all kind of blah. And everybody was kind of gloomy being at the pavilion on a Sunday. So we would do soothing grounding a lot. And it absolutely definitely gave me a more optimistic, positive outlook on working 6, 7 days a week. And it seemed to pick up the patients also. So there's soothing grounding. Regardless, I will teach it to you. You get to decide what you want to use and what you don't. I will tell you that there's already, I'm fairly confident, grounding scripts on my website under the blog section. I did it last week when I was unable to actually create the video. This will be on YouTube and, of course, on my website in like 10 minutes after I end this video. So I want you to start by just taking a few moments and settle. Take all the icky negative stuff that is bothering you and go ahead and place it in a container. If you've learned container with me, that's beautiful. If not, just create your container and go ahead and put everything in there. Take a couple seconds. Good. And now let's go ahead and do just a few 4, 7, 8 breaths. So remember, it's breathing in to the count of 4, holding for 5, 6, 7, out on a really slow 8. So we're just going to do that a couple times. And while we're doing this, we're going to do this as a physical grounding. So I want you to really be aware of, be mindful of the breath. We want to breathe from the stomach. So go ahead and place your hands on your stomach and feel it rise with the inhale. And feel your lungs filling up with the inhale. Hold it. And then watch everything release and relax with the exhale. So do that a couple more times. And can you feel your body move? I can feel my shoulders kind of raise and lower with the breath. I can feel my stomach come out and in. And my lungs get big and then release. So let's do it one more time. So you want to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 6, 7, out on a really slow 8. I will show you when clients are dissociating, when you are absolutely overwhelmed with negative emotions, when you're not present here or in your body and it's just all too much. My favorite grounding activity for dissociation is playing catch. Because I'm not in my office, I can't play catch with my client. So what I've been having them do is find something. I always have a billion scrunchies within reach. Scrunchie, you could use a pen. My Roku remote would work fine. Something, chapstick, I drop bottle, it doesn't matter. Like literally, you have to have, unless you almost definitely have, scrunch up a piece of paper. And to start with, I want you just to throw it up in the air and catch it. And just really be aware. Track it with your eyes. Notice your hands coming together to catch it. What I find interesting is that when we start doing this when we begin this, when clients are dissociating, when they're really just not present, is they have trouble catching it. The coordination is off. And as I'm doing this in the office, where actually I have a stuffed animal, it's a pink elephant that we toss back and forth, and I try and talk to them, and we might do a little bit of soothing grounding. I will try and find positive things, but I can tell fairly rapidly once they are kind of back, because they start catching more often than not. Or if they're throwing it to me, their throws can be really wild sometimes if they're super dissociated and I'm all over the place trying to catch. But that just gives us something to laugh about. Okay, now we're going to continue on with physical grounding. I made a little script, so I'm telling on myself. If you are sitting, I want to encourage you, if you're in a place where you can sit up with your feet on the ground, that's good. I'll be honest, my legs are crossed. I'm in my big comfy chair. But I want you to notice if your feet are on the floor, notice your feet on the floor. They're literally grounded, connected to the floor. Go ahead and wiggle your toes and notice the sensation of your toes moving. Dig your heels gently into the ground, into the floor, to ground yourself even more. Good. Now go ahead and touch your chair, or if you're in bed, your bed, whatever it is you're sitting on, go ahead and touch it. You can't see mine. I'll touch my pillow. So go ahead and touch some surface that's near you. And really notice it. Name everything you can about the surface that you're touching. What material is it made out of? What kind of texture does it have? Is it hard or soft? Hot, cold, room temperature? What color is it? Really notice it and touch it and examine it like you're seeing this object for the very first time. Now touch another surface near you. So I would do probably my little table that my laptop is sitting on. What is that made out of? Is it colder or warmer than the other surface? What kind of texture does it have? Is it hard or soft? What color is it? Really look at it and examine it physically as well as with your eyes, as if you're seeing it for the very first time. Now, find any object that's near you. Perhaps a pen, your keys. I think I'll use my Roku controller. And I want you to hold it and say everything you can about it. So just really look at it. I have buttons, so I would count the buttons. I would notice the words. Really feel it in your hands. Look at it, examine it with your eyes. This is the very first time you've ever seen this, and you're trying to really figure out what it is. What material is it made out of? How heavy is it? Is it warm or cold? What color is it? Do you have any words on it? Examine those words. Describe it in as much detail as you can. And feel it with your hands as you're describing it and examining it. Okay, excellent. Now, clench your fists. Really notice the tension in your arms and all the way into your fists. Really feel it. And release. Good. I'm going to do that one more time. So clench and feel. I can feel it. I can feel my biceps. I can feel my shoulders. I can feel a little bit my forearms, and especially I can feel my fingers in my fists, and release. Perfect. Now, and this is a favorite with the kids at the pavilion. Press your palms together with the elbows to the side. Go ahead and press as tightly as you can. And I like to encourage people to focus all the negative emotions, all the negative energy in the palms of their hands, and just really feel the tension in your arms, in your shoulders, in your hands. Really feel the tension and focus the negative in the palms and release. Do that one more time. So go ahead and press your palms together. Really focus. Feel the tension and the tightness. Focus the negative energy in the palms of your hands and release and push it away. Excellent. There's a lot more physical grounding we can do. You can put your head down and feel your neck and back up. Side. Oh, my neck is stiff. To side. I have a fairly long grounding exercise taking you through all the parts of your body that I will do probably next week. Other examples of physical grounding include progressive muscle relaxation, which is similar to what I'll do, taking a shower or a bath, really noticing the sensations of the water. An example, if you're really overwhelmed and you're really disconnected from your body, you can get an ice cube and hold that in your hands. I want to encourage you, if you do that, don't do it if it's causing pain. Just do it to notice the cold sensation. Just hold it for a few seconds and then throw it in the sink. A favorite of mine is this isn't scented, but rub scented lotion on your skin, right? So just a little bit, and you can really feel. I keep lavender lotion in my office for this, so you can really just feel your hands rubbing in the lotion. You can smell it and be aware of the scent. Drinking tea is a nice grounding sensation because you can feel the heat of the tea. You can smell whatever kind of tea it is, and then you can taste it in your mouth and just be aware of the warmth going down you. So drinking tea is a beautiful grounding sensation. Petting a dog. I use Star, my Bichon, quite often as a grounding opportunity. So if people are really spun out and we're at work and Star is with us, petting any kind of a dog or a cat, and just really noticing the fur and noticing her response or his to the petting, and maybe just being aware of her breath and petting with her breath even. Following your breath is an excellent grounding. If you're calm enough that you can stay present. Sometimes emotions are too much to do that. Using a coloring book, so coloring and really being aware of, so you can smell. Crayons have a distinctive smell, right? So smell the crayons. Feel the crayon in your hand and feel it on the paper, and really notice as the stuff gets colored in. That can be great grounding. Yoga can be an excellent physical grounding tool. So all of these are examples of physical grounding. Now we're going to move on to soothing grounding, which is super fun. So let's start with favorites. Think of your favorite color. What color is it? Think of your favorite animal. What animal is it? Think, if you have one, of your favorite flower. What flower is it? Think of your favorite TV show or movie or book or all three. What are they? Think of your favorite activity. What activity is it? Now, think of your favorite season of the year. What season is it? Think of your favorite day of the week. What day is it? Think of your favorite time of day. What day? What time is it? Now, think of a famous person or favorite person. Somebody that's going to make you feel happy, not somebody that you're going to be missing or nostalgic for or homesick for. This can be someone you know. It could be a famous person, a fictional character. In my opinion, it could be a pet or an animal that you have a strong connection with. Go ahead and take your time and picture that person. Really pull up the image of who this person is. And notice how imagining them and thinking of them, how that feels good in your body. And feel the good. If you want to, think of a favorite upbeat song and try to remember the tune and the words. Just take a couple seconds and do that. Now, try to think of a calm place, a safe place, a soothing place, whatever you want to call it. And with grounding, we always keep our eyes open because we need to be anchored in right this moment. So, still keeping your eyes open. Think of a place that is safe, soothing, calming, relaxing. Maybe the beach, the mountains, a walk in the city, a favorite room, or a park. And I will acknowledge that this is challenging right now because we're not traveling. So for me, at this point, it's probably walking first thing in the morning when it's still cool outside and there's nobody else around with my silly dogs who are very playful and they like playing with each other and messing with each other on our walk. So that would probably be my happy place and my calm place. So take a few minutes and think of something like that. Now, if you can't think of a safe place, that's okay too. Just notice a place that makes you feel good or relaxed. Try to notice everything that you can about your safe place. Notice everything you love about the colors, the textures, the shapes, the smells, and the sound. So where are you? If you're outside, what is the weather like? If there's sun, can you feel the sun beating down on your skin? What's the ground like underneath your feet? What do you see around you? What does it smell like? What do you hear? Can you feel a breeze or is there no breeze? Can you hear water or birds or even people off in the distance? Notice everything you can about this place and really feel the calmness and the relaxation that comes with this place. Feel that in your body. Good. Okay, so that's soothing grounding. Other examples of soothing grounding include putting together a folder of photos that make you happy and having that on your phone, putting a positive image on the lock screen of your phone, maybe finding a picture that represents, or better yet, drawing a picture if you have any artistic skills, which I am sadly lacking. So drawing a picture of your calm place or finding a picture that represents it, putting that on the lock screen of your phone. Watch that favorite movie that always makes you smile. And I love to share this story. So I struggled with depression off and on in my history. And I remember at one point where it was more on than off. I love Monty Python. Don't judge. And so I would turn on Monty Python, Search for the Holy Grail, and I would just be fucking miserable. And I would just sit there. But I knew the movie more or less by heart. So parts would come up, and I would kind of crack a little bit of smile in spite of myself. and then really good parts come up, and then I start quoting along with the movie. And then before I know it, I'm kind of giggling, and by the end of the movie, not to say the depression was gone, but I was no longer, I was feeling a little bit better. So having that movie that always makes you smile, or the TV show. Some of you know my pineapple obsession comes from Psych, and Psych is another show that I know way too well. And so I can hear just half a line and it makes me laugh because I know what episode it is, I know what scene it is, and I can probably know everything about it more than I should admit to. So watching those shows, creating those happy memories for yourself. The last thing I have is print out and complete the ABCs of Gratitude worksheet. I don't think I actually have a worksheet anymore, but I will tell you quickly what it is. So you take a piece of paper, you write A, B, obviously all the way through Z, and then you start finding things that you're grateful for every letter. And the first ones are easy. I would do S, I would do star for my dog. B might be for Boomer. T might be for teletherapy. Oh, these days Z would be Zoom. Z used to be a hard one. So the first few you get going are easy, and then eventually you have to get silly to fill in like X's and whatever. And let me give you this, and this is kind of interesting because I didn't have this piece to give to people when I first started teaching grounding, especially soothing grounding. So the purpose of soothing grounding in some ways is, if we imagine our brain is like these highways full of memories and feelings and emotions and reactions, somewhere in our brain we have a neural network of feeling good, feeling happy, feeling calm, feeling relaxed, and that's in our brain. And if we think of things that historically have made us happy, then we access and we light up that network. So watching Monty Python, right? So I have in my brain still, I'm sure, this neural network of memories of watching Python and having fun, thinking how dorky it is, and reciting it and giggling. So when I turn it on, that is basically the equivalent of accessing and lighting up that network. We get to do that, and this is so amazing to me, just through imagination. Like, yeah, experiences are happy. Going to Kauai for my 50th was the bomb, and that was creating a neural network. We all have these networks within us. Soothing grounding specifically helps activate a positive network, and it helps shift how we feel about ourselves. And the thing is, the more that we do this, the more that we practice with this, the easier it is to access it when we needed it. So my guess, and this was like 20 years ago probably, that the Python depression thing was. My guess is the first few times I would watch Python, I probably got 2/3 of the way through the movie before I was able to let go of the ick and access that positive neural network. And fairly, I think I remember that. I'm not 100%. I absolutely remember that later on, because that became my go-to for a while, later on I could turn it on and see, and just thinking about it makes me smile. So I could turn it on, and 10 seconds in I would be giggling. Not 10 seconds, 10 minutes. And eventually, as you can see, I can think about that movie and I can think about my favorite scenes, and I start snickering and I start giggling, and it picks me up. So there's how soothing grounding becomes beneficial. Okay, I think that is it for today. Thank you if you've tuned in. I hope this was helpful. If you watch it later, that is outstanding also. As always, I will encourage you, if you have questions or comments, please let me know. Text, email, call, message me. But if you message me, you need to comment on Facebook that you did, because I don't know why, but finding Facebook messages for my Melanie Sibley counseling page is super hard to do. Contact me through my website. There's a billion ways to connect. So if you have questions or comments, if you need clarification, please let me know. If you have suggestions, if you have things you want me to talk to, let me know that also. I would love to hear from you. Like, seriously, truly, please. I want to hear from you. Yeah. I will say that I am filling up client-wise, which is always nice, but I still have openings. So if you are looking for a therapist, I specialize in anxiety, addiction, trauma, and depression, primarily EMDR therapist. Hit me up if you want to work with me. And if not, I will see you next Tuesday at 12:15. Peace, guys. Thank you. Here we go. Peace.